And we say kudos to the composer of this very song, because this song is really, really touching. Thousands have been massacred, and the world turned blind eyes. The world did not turn blind eyes by coincidence. The world turned blind eyes because the leaders of Nigeria, the leaders that we have in Biafra land,
have been massacred.
they are reporting that there
The
is no
world turned
genocide.
blind eyes.
They are reporting that there is climate crisis. Some of those massacred will ask, why is it that the world keep quiet? Bill Mayer spoke and he said over 60,000, 50,000 have been massacred in Nigeria. No Jews, no news, and nobody talks about it. Where are the children protesting in the streets of Nigeria? And where are the babies, women, and men protesting as well? But I can tell Bill Mayer that it was only when the Biafran people opened the Pandora box in Washington, D.C., that is when the world could know that these numbers of genocide had occurred in Nigeria. The media houses in Nigeria, the presidency, the governors and ministers, they sanction the broadcasting media houses that they should not report out the insecurity, the genocide ongoing in Nigeria. That is why the blood still speaks. And that is why they even pay these terrorists that spills the blood of these Christians in thousands. They give them jobs. They reintegrate them into the governmental sectors. They become chiefs in the army. They become officers in the customs. They become officers in the Navy, the police, the Air Force. They become officers in the civil defense. They even become chiefs. They even become vice president and president in Nigeria. So the government of the day pays those that kills and maim Christians for the genocide. In the UN National Assembly or General Assembly in New York that just concluded in the US, the US government and other governments with their right minds were against the UK, were against France, were against Canada for standing up to reward the October 7 massacre with a recognition of a Palestinian state, while the hostages that were kidnapped were not even returned. But in our own case, we need not the UN General Assembly to have decided. The US was kicking against them for wanting to reward the genocide and massacre, even the hostages that are still held captives in the tunnels of Gaza, rewarding those that perpetrated all these acts with honor and recognition of a Palestinian state. Few days just after the hostages were released and interchanged, the Hamas terrorists have started massacring the Palestinian inhabitants inside Gaza. Why did I just oppose this? Because it was the world leaders that wanted to give glorification to the October 7th massacre, to the Hamas, by a recognition of state. But do you know what happens? In Nigeria, Nigerians did not need the United Nations to reward those that killed our babies, women, and children. All they needed to do was to arrange the red chambers of the National Assembly, the House of Reps of Nigeria, arrange all the northern emirs and elite, and they sign a deal of making sure every terrorist that have massacred babies, women, and children, raped and cut off heads of babies, both pregnant women and those in labor, they are rewarding them for the massacre that they have committed by paying them and having peace accord with them. And in some communities, the communities are at the mercy of the terrorists. They are the ones begging for their lives. They are the ones actually pleading the terrorists to give them mercy by signing any kind of truce and deal with the terrorists. The blood of Christians still speaks. And we appreciate Senator Ted Cruz for listening to the petitions, for listening to the testimony, for leading the front to make sure the cry of BRGIA is heard to the redemption of mankind in Nigeria. We want the Nigerian people to understand something, that Biafra independence is not just for the Biafran people. You see, we went to Washington, D.C. Our interest has been to see that we don't only get ourselves out of the mess, but we free every well-meaning Nigerians who have been contrapped against their will in the hands of the terrorists. Do you know why Israel said as terrorist existence means continuous massacre of the Palestinian people, continuous massacre of the Israeli people? Do you know why? That is what you need to see in the terrorists of Nigeria and Biafran people living as neighbors. That is why you have to understand that the freedom of the Biafran people will in proxy be the freedom of every Christian in Nigeria. That is why as we went to US Congress, we did not just speak for ourselves. We spoke for everyone that believes in humanity. We speak for everyone that needs to be saved. That is why it is in that same vein that Showore has seen something in BRGI. And then he now remembered and saying what we've done. That BRGI had taken the message and the massacre of every Christian and everyone that have been butchered by the terrorists in Nigeria to the US Congress. We did not just take Biafran case, but we took the case of everybody massacred in Nigeria to the American lawmakers table. And the lawmakers did not shy away because they see Biafra as a people that has come to save humanity. We are not selfish. If we were selfish, we will only go to seek our own personal interests and walk away. But we are spread all over Nigeria. There is nowhere something is successful in Nigeria that you will not see a Biafran person there. That is why, as we are looking for our salvation, as we are looking for our safe heaven, we need to remember that if we allow the terrorists to surround us in the neighboring zone, just like Israel is not comfortable in allowing the terrorists to surround them in Israel, there is going to be existential threat that will continue to massacre every Christian that do not abide by the terrorist sect and their act. This is why the message of BRJ in Washington, D.C. resonates to the salvation and to the freedom and to the rescue of every Christian in Nigeria that has been massacred. Showore now understands this well, that we were not selfish when we went to Washington, D.C. to table Biafra matters. That is why Showore now drags out all the Nigerian politicians for them to come and answer the clarion call. Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I salute all Biafrans. Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Free our Prime Minister. Free our Biafrans that have been kidnapped, forcefully disappeared, and locked up in the prisons in the far north. If they were forcefully disappeared in Biafra land, and you keep them in Biafra land, we will locate them in the prisons in Biafra land. But the fact of the matter is that they are kidnapped in Biafra land, weeks away to Niger State, weeks away and locked up in the far north, where they use many of them as sex slaves, where they cut out their body organs and sell and do whatever they want to do, where they kill many of them and we don't see them anymore. The blood of Christians still speaks. The blood of Biafrans still speaks. Every Biafran must understand that our enemies are increasing day by day because we are increasing in glory. As we are increasing in glory, so is our responsibilities increasing, and so will our enemies also agree. So will they increase. They will attack us left, right, center. We will overcome all these mountains and we will come out victorious. Every Biafran should know and remember that the only voice you have is the voice in Brigi. The only voice you have is the voice in the BDF in the homeland. The only voice you have is the voice that has taken your matter to the international communities. Only Brigi, under the lobbying supervision of Moran Global Strategies, with Attorney Daberi, a well-renowned and international and the biggest attorney ever known in America. That is why anybody that hears that name, it a shiver, it a pee for pants. That is why since when Ngozi Orabofolane was served the lawsuit, she could not be herself anymore. At first, she called many of you and said, you people should go and call American government. You people should go to Department of Justice. Go and tell them that Attorney Dabiri has sued her. She's dying. Oh, she needs help. Oh. How many of you remember that video? that she's calling on all Biafrans to go and start writing letter to the U.S. Department of Justice, and tell them that Attorney Dabiri has sued her, Moran Global Strategies has taken her to court to that BRGI have done this to her. The cry was too much. So you people cried to U.S. Department of Justice in America. They did not listen to you. So the cry now came back to Simon Ekpa, our prime minister. Hey, Alumero, Enokwa. And I cry to Department of Justice. You know what? Now come cry, come back to Simon, our PM. Okay, I hear the story. Let the cry continue. The fear of Elias and Attorney Dabiri is the beginning of wisdom. What you cannot do to Dabiri, you may be able to do to your prime minister and go scot-free. What you cannot do to Dabiri, you may be able to do to your prime minister and go scot-free. But try it with Dabiri now, and you don't go fit try it. So, those that want to cry, let them buy the biggest bucket, because Attorney Dabiri, Elias, and BRGIA have not started yet. Attorney Dabiri, Elias, and BRGIA have not started yet. They say this is a tip of an iceberg. We are coming. It is gradually. All of you that have sabotaged Biafra for many years will collect Komkom. It is day by day Komkom. Now, when you look at the video on the screen, you can see that these are babies, women and children that are on the floor, which this pastor is crying about. You see, I don't know whether some people may think that we will hate Nigerians so much. Many of you are Nigerians by that nomenclature by accident. It is not a name you want to bear. Yes. But we don't hate you as individuals. What we hate is the terrorists that have been embedded in this very name and in this very country and want to come and destroy us. So we will stand up and destroy them first. You see what the Israelis did? They were all sleeping. Israelis were all sleeping until the terrorists came and started killing all of them. Then they woke up. As they woke up, they started hunting down the terrorists. That is what we are doing to every terrorist that have come to Biafra land. What is happening here? It used to happen in Biafra land in multiple folds until we had ESN, which later metamorphosed into Biafra Defense Forces. That is why, while you hear all this cry now happening in Plateau, Benue, Niger, Makurdi, Zamfara, Kwara, Kaduna, Kano, you will hear little in Biafra land. That little that you hear in Biafra land is the one that is supervised by the governors and the ministers and the senators in Biafra land. Are you getting the message? So, Biafran people, the Biafra Defense, these same Biafra Defense Forces that they want to kill, that everybody want to kill, they are the ones that are saving Biafra land. The Biafra Defense Forces under General Igwe Butuzo, with all the generals that you have, these Biafra Defense Forces are the ones making Biafra land to be safe, making Biafra land not to be taken over and destroyed by the same terrorists that are destroying these people here.
He's not a member of occultism. Because if he's a member of the occultism, but when it comes to saying the truth with facts on the ground, look at the facts. The president of Khan in Nigeria denied. What sort of president? I hope he's not a member of occultism. Because if he's a member of the occultism,
I believe you see the lamentation there from this man because of the genocide that has ensued in their communities. If you did not have the Biafra Defense Forces, what you see here is Biafra land that would have been. This is why you must hail the Biafra Defense Forces. This is why you must sing the praises of the Biafra Defense Forces daily. This is why you must come out and support them. And they are only loyal to BRGIA. If we want Biafra land to continue to be sealed and protected so that our babies don't become these victims that you see on the floor here, so that our women and men won't become these victims, you must have to continue to participate in funding your Biafra Defense Forces, because they are the people that have curtailed this kind of menace in Biafra land. We salute Biafrans. And we say a very big thank you to all of you that have stood your ground with BRGIE all this far, that have stood your ground with the BDF under General Igwe Butuzo all this far. It is only one government that you have, and you know, to hold it so dear, because the enemies are out there to destroy. Now, we want to read this article for those that do not like better thing. Those that do not like better thing, we want to read this article for you. And then we ask some of you questions. Those that do not like better thing, those that do not like better thing, I will read it here and then I will later go to the website. You see, not just the Nigerian government media have now reported that it is BRGIE that has come to save everybody now in Nigeria. When I mean everybody, I mean the Christians that are under the smear of the terrorists. Not just the Nigerian media have now taken upon themselves to do research and make the reportage. You see other media houses that are not in Nigeria taking cognizance to this. This is africaintelligence.com. If you know africaintelligence.com media houses, please go and check and know the rating so that you understand. They all know and they have done their research and they now understand that it is the BRGIE lobbying for Biafra independence that are behind the genocide accusations on Nigeria. When we say behind, means they are the ones that have gone to table reports, back up and stand to defend and bring Nigeria to book for the massacre of Biafrans. for the massacre of Christians. How many thousands did the Yoruba Oduduwa independence group said? They said over 29,000 of their people have been massacred by the same Fulani terrorist Boko Haram jihadist group. The Nigerian media houses, the Nigerian government did not do anything about it. So it takes you to make your report. Without BRGIA, ably led by the acting Prime Minister, Honorable Okechukwu Nkere, making the bold step, some of you were doing caricature of his meetings. Some of you were doing caricature of the U.S. congressional briefing, which happened on the 18th. Some of you did not take anything we did serious. You said we went there to snap photo. We say, okay, thank you for commending the photo. That means the photographer was doing a very good work. You said we carry bag. We say, thank you. Inside that bag, we have many books. If you want to come and join the library of reading books of Biafra, come and join so that you can know the kind of books that are inside that library. You say we do Photoshop. We say, thank you. Photoshop, people do it for a living. So if you want to come and join so that you can also increase your economy and in your pocket, no problem. They say we rented the U.S. Capitol building. We say, thank you. If you said it is a rent, please come and also rent so that you also participate in the rented building. They said we hired all the things here and put inside. We hire everybody. They say we pay at Michael Rubin. We say, okay, everything you say, come and join us so that you'll be part of it. They made caricature of this U.S. congressional briefing. And while they made caricature of the U.S. congressional briefing, we sat down at one corner and we were listening to them as they made mockery of their existence, as they made mockery of the day that they were born, as they made mockery of where they came out from. Because when that womb that gave birth to you will sit down to hear that you have become so useless that you will see A and you decide to call it B, that womb will be so worried and regretting the day she carried you for good 9 months and then gave birth to you. So as they were doing all these blah, 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 we were just focused and quiet because we knew the food that was cooking inside the kitchen. We were waiting for the food to get done. Now the food get done, we bring it down from the table, and now everybody are shouting, hey, you Christian genocide, hey. You see, this one will come out and say they want to debunk. Senate President of Nigeria, who started to debunk? It was the President of Nigeria. Tinubu was on, was it a campaign or event where he went to commission a project? Tinubu said, who said there is Christian genocide in Nigeria? It is a lie. It is blatant lie. It is propaganda. Today, let them come and defend their propaganda again. Let them come and defend. No, I just showed a video here. Can this be a propaganda? This video here. How is this video here a propaganda?
But when it comes to saying the truth with facts on the ground, look at the facts. The president of CAN in Nigeria denied. What sort of president? I hope he's not a member of a cultism. Because if he's a member of the cultism.
Now, how is this propaganda? How is this now propaganda? From what this pastor has just shown you now, how is this propaganda? How is this genocide reportage now propaganda?
But when it comes to saying the truth with facts on the ground, look at the facts. The president of Khan in Nigeria denied. What sort of president? I hope he's not a member of a cultism. Because if he's a member of the cultism, but when it comes to saying the truth with facts on the ground, look at the facts. The president of Khan in Nigeria denied. What sort of president? I hope he's not a member of a cultism. Because if he's a member of the cultism, but when it comes to saying the truth with facts on the ground, look at the facts. The president of Khan in Nigeria denied. What sort of president? I hope he's not a member of a cultism. Because if he's a member of the cultism, but when it comes to saying the truth with facts on the ground, look at the facts. The president of Khan in Nigeria denied. What sort of president? I hope he's not a member of a cultism. Because if he's a member of the cultism,
There is a video of a massacred lady that I was looking for, but the one I saw only the photo. So I will still look for it, and when I see it, I'll bring it up. So when they say we do propaganda, I don't know if the dead bodies of these babies, women, and children here are propaganda. So we actually did what? Do what those that love humanity should do. And we are glad that the Nigerian terrorist government are crying, and we want their cry to continue in a louder scale. Now, reading this publication here, you see that this offensive stance echoes American lobbying firm Moran Global Strategies, headed by former Republican Congressman Jim Moran, representing the Biafra Republic government in exile since June 2024. The firm recently established a closer relationship with the influential Texas Cruz, to whom it provided information on alleged genocide of Christians in Nigeria. This narrative, used by independence groups originating from the Biafran region, a breakaway state between 1967 and 1970 in southeastern Nigeria, is regularly echoed by the U.S. Republican Party. In 2020, during Donald Trump's first term, Nigeria was already placed on the list of countries of particular concern regarding religious freedom before being removed from it in 2021 by subsequent President Joe Biden. You see, everybody took notion of how Nigeria was placed on the list of countries of particular concern. And since then, there has been no effort to drag them back in again. Because under Donald Trump, they were in there. And when Biden came, Biden removed them as a reward for kidnapping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. In Kenya, it was after Nigeria immediately kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya. That was when Biden removed Nigeria from list of countries of particular concern. But in this very 2025, we started the campaign in 2024. Now, can you see that these media houses are even tracking our work in Washington, D.C.? Can you see? These international media houses, they are tracking our work in Washington, D.C. They are tracking the work of BRGI in Washington, D.C. They are quoting for you to see when we started hitting the drum in Washington, D.C. That we have been visible in Washington, D.C., hitting the drum and making the sound to come out very, very loud. It is only BRGI. Nigerian government reported it a few days ago, and today it is not the Nigerian media that is doing the reportage. It is another external media house that is doing the reportage. And as they are reporting it, they bring the facts and figures out for you, making the entire world to know that those people that are actively working in Washington, D.C. is BRGIE. And they are doing it too. So if you did not know, go and check it very well. Now, I want to go to the main website of this very publication, so that some of you that would think that, hey, I don't come from something, talk. See, I'm here now. See, I'm here from their website. Oh, you can see it here. This is it from their website. Nigeria lobbying by Biafran independence activists behind Ted Cruz genocide accusations. We want Nigeria to understand that BRGI did not come for play. BRGI means serious. Honorable Okechukwu Nkere, His Excellency, the acting Prime Minister of BRGI, he means business. He did not come here to play. He did not come here for joke. He means business. So, Biafrans, this is where you need to be, so that you will be among those that are making the history. In the past 50 years, you have not seen any opportunity to talk in the US Congress. But today, you have been given the opportunity. And very soon, another milestone is coming from the same US. You see, when I sit down at times, I just wonder, say, hey, how I wish that the two conference that we had in Finland were done in America.
But when it comes to saying the truth with facts on the ground, look at the facts. The president of Khan in Nigeria denied. What sort of president? I hope he's not a member of a cultism. Because if he's a member of the cultism, but when it comes to saying the truth with facts on the ground, look at the facts. The president of Khan in Nigeria denied. What sort of president? I hope he's not a member of a cultism. Because if he's a member of the cultism, but when it comes to saying the truth with facts on the ground, look at the facts. The president of Khan in Nigeria denied. What sort of president? I hope he's not a member of a cultism. Because if he's a member of the cultism, But when it comes to saying the truth with facts on the ground, look at the facts. The president of Khan in Nigeria denied. What sort of president? I hope he's not a member of a cultism. Because if he's a member of the cultism, but when it comes to saying the truth with facts on the ground, look at the facts. The president of Khan in Nigeria denied. What sort of president? I hope he's not a member of a cultism. Because if he's a member of the cultism, but when it comes to saying the truth with facts on the ground, look at the facts. The president of Khan in Nigeria denied. What sort of president? I hope he's not a member of a cultism. Because if he's a member of the cultism, but when it comes to saying the truth with facts on the ground, look at the facts. The president of Khan in Nigeria denied. What sort of president? I hope he's not a member of a cultism. Because if he's a member of the cultism,
I said, if the two conventions that we've had in Finland were to be in America, all of you don't know how far we would have been now. Yes, because America is where the thing is happening. Where you will hit the button only once and it will speak volume 3 times. Are you getting the point? You hit the button only once, it speaks volume 3 times in the entire world. This is America for you. That is why our lobbies, the day our PM presented them to us, they made us to understand that they will be our voice in the US. They will be our voice in the Congress. They will be our eye in the White House. They will make sure the lawmakers of America listens to us and speak our language. And that where America stands and where America say yes, when they speak, that every other people will follow. Have you seen how the American president led a delegation to the Middle East? He did not wait for somebody to come and meet him. He went to the Middle East. He arranged for the peace deal to bring peace to the Middle East. You see, humility personified. He brought himself down. Humility president, the peace president. And when he said, this is the conditions and what must be, not Russia, not UK, not America, not China, not Indonesia, not Israel, not Finland, not Norway, not Spain, not Italy, could oppose what America says. So you now see how pivotal American government is very important in international politics. And I want everybody to understand that we are in the international politics level now. The Biafran government in exile, our sole objective is to liaise and to make sure we play the politics of Biafra to the international community. We play the politics of Biafra freedom to the international community. We have that multidimensional approach. The political, the diplomatic that goes together, We have the civil defense approach that we are using, which transcends into the armed struggle approach, which Biafrans are using it to defend our babies, women, and children in the homeland, so that we do not come back to be crying the way this pastor is crying here, burying babies, women, and children that have been butchered by the terrorists. On a very serious note, as our lobbies and attorney and our APM are having meetings with the US congressmen, the US lawmakers, they are asking, do Biafran people have an army? Because you need an army to defend your territory. And then the answer to them that came out boldly from my APM is that yes, Biafran people have an army. And that army are saddled with the responsibility of protecting and defending Biafra land from the assailants that are coming to cut off their heads, to cut off the babies, the women and children that we have on daily basis. So we are proud to have an army that is saddled with the responsibility of protecting us, keeping us safe from the hands of the terrorists. We are happy that our people are safe under the watch of our army. Biafran army do not slaughter their own. Biafran army duty is to defend and protect. Biafran army duty is to make sure the terrorists that turn this pastor into a sounding cymbal does not happen in Biafra land.
But when it comes to saying the
Biafran army is to make sure these babies laying lifeless here and wrapped in ragtag materials do not happen in Biafra land. Biafran army have a lot to do. So for those that are looking for Biafra army to kill, you have made a very big mistake. You had better go look for another job. Yes, we thank God for having the Biafra army. We thank God for our leaders who laid the foundation for us, starting from Philip Effiong and Ojukwu, who are behind me here, and Owazirike and Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, which we are protesting for his release, and our Prime Minister. And here now, there is a new sheriff in town. There is a quiet silencer. There is a man that talk less and do much. There is a man that does not even make noise, but he is doing wonders in Washington, D.C. This very APM. Next time, when some people wants to come after him, they will remember that if a time person talk too much, then make you know even they talk. But they do wonders like this APM. Because this APM was born for this very time. Biafrans, continue to pray for our Biafra Defense Forces because they have a lot to do. So, merci. I salute all of you in the comment section. I can see our Minister Love, Akobondo, Ikuku Chuku, Gift, Take Wall of Biafra, Wisdom, Eukaria, Iwunanyawu, Alex Uche, Madam Nki, Monde Osaz, Hardcore, Clement Aneto, Chukwudi Ani, Godwin Ore, William Elui, Ochiojena Bliss, Friday Peter Chukwudi Ani, Biafra Boy, Adenrele Lekan. Some of you used to ask some questions and say, Senator Endless, I see you. We don't stream fundraising live again. Yes, we don't stream fundraising live again because it's not about streaming it live. Uchenna Enijido, I salute you. Fundraising on Saturday is not about streaming it live. It's about all of us coming into the Zoom to come and donate to support the Biafran cause. So when you see fundraising on, we will stream, but there will be something on the screen telling you that you have to click to join. Daughter of God, there will to come and support. You will see the Zoom link there. You will see the Zoom ID and the passcode. So you have to click on your Zoom. Click on that and then come inside to come and join. Yes, it is not about sitting down to watch on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter. Asi is in Ndewo. So it's about clicking the Zoom, come into the Zoom, come and participate. It's not about watching on the screen anymore. You watching on the screen does not give us any donation into the fundraising. Rather, you're just watching and keeping yourself busy. We need people that needs to come into the Zoom. So if you really want to donate, you come into the Zoom. You see the link. You come into the Zoom, you come in, you donate to support Biafra. But in town hall meeting, that one is open. Everybody can see us live on in town hall meeting. And also, fundraising No More Life is another opportunity for those that don't want people to see their faces while they are in fundraising. So come inside the Zoom, stay inside the fundraising. We are not streaming your face out again. You can come in there, stay there, say whatever you want to say, jolly yourself. We're not streaming it out. Okay? It's not for show. Thank you. Take Wall of Biafra. Thank you very much. Fundraising is not for show. It is for us to raise money for serious-minded people who want their freedom. So you come into the Zoom and then you donate. You sit down there and relax. You take part of all the jolly that we do there. When we crack jokes and laugh, you follow laugh. When we smile, you smile. When we get angry, you follow get angry. And when I tickle you, you come back to life. You see, Dozier Duo, Ndewo from here. I salute all of you. So fundraising, no more streaming out. Come inside the Zoom. But the streaming will be on. The streaming will only show, this is what the streaming will show. The streaming will show here like this. The streaming will show here on the screen for you to log in. And it will show you the Zoom link. It will show you the Zoom ID and the passcode. It will tell you log in to the Zoom to support Biafra independence recognition in USA and globally. And you will see the link on the title and also on the description of the program. So when you click that link, you see the ID of the passcode. It may ask you, you come in, you donate, you sit down there and relax. Very calm and peaceful. So that's why we are no more streaming fundraising live again, because we need commitment and seriousness. Thank you so much. And please, if you have been donating 50 Ejema, I am praying for God to give you the promotion and the enablement now for you to multiply it to become 100. If you were donating 100, I'm praying for God to give you the enablement to multiply it to become 200. If you were donating 200, I'm praying for God to give you the enablement to multiply it to become 400 and 300 and 500. So whatever amount you've been donating, God is going to give you the enablement to multiply it. Yes. All of you in diaspora should understand that God promoted you to diaspora for a reason. God gave you that reason of being in diaspora for a reason like this, so that you can save your babies. Yes.
The truth with facts on the
Yes. God promoted you to be in America, in UK and Europe, so that you can be a savior to these your babies here that have been massacred. These babies that have been massacred in this very community where this pastor is praying, they cannot come back to life again. But the only thing that could have curtailed the massacre of these babies, women and children here, is your full participation in supporting the Biafra Republic government in exile, the Biafra Defense Forces in the homeland. If you do not come out and give your support, more of these babies, more of these children, more of these pregnant women, more of these fathers and mothers will be butchered by the terrorists, because the Nigerian government are promoting these terrorists on daily basis. If you're not aware, let me show you one so that you see how the Nigerian terrorist government are promoting these terrorists on daily basis. Here is one. They are promoting these terrorists on daily basis, and I'm going to put a comparison with it. I will put Anambra Kanu on the screen, and then I will put these terrorists for you to see, so that you understand how Nigerian terrorist government are promoting these terrorists on daily basis. Can you see the screen? Okay, watch the screen. You can see. You see Anambra Kanu on the upper screen as a freedom fighter, right? Who is not carrying weapons to massacre his people. Can you see that? Okay. But what happens? He's been locked up by the Nigerian terrorist government because they say he's a Biafran. So why must he be talking for the Biafran people? Because we have useless leaders. The fact of the matter is we have useless leaders who cannot defend us and defend our cause. So that is the reason why you see that we are being haunted. If we had leaders that could stand to protest for the existence of Biafran people, why will we now be the ones to be crying and talking about it? So when you check from the other side where they are wearing these weapons on their body, you see that they have people that speak for them.
The ground. Look at the facts. The president of CAN in Nigeria denied. What sort of president? I hope he's not a member of a cultism. Because if he's a member of the cultism, but when it comes to saying the truth with facts on the ground, look at the facts. The president of CAN in Nigeria denied. What sort of president? I hope he's not a member of a cultism. Because if he's a member of the cultism.
So this is how Nigerian terrorist government promote the Boko Haram terrorists, and they are having peace deals with them. But for a Biafran who is fighting for the independence of his people, who is actually stopping these same terrorists from massacring these babies. These babies you see on the screen here, their massacre were carried out by these terrorists here. The babies you see that this pastor is crying about here, they were massacred by these terrorists that you see on the screen here. And these terrorists are celebrating with Nigerian government. And they are wearing these weapons all over their body and coming to have a peace talk with Nigerian government. And after they finish the peace talk, they still go back to massacre these babies, these women and children that you see the pastor that is crying. The video you see here is not a video of 5 days ago. No. It's a video of the past 48 hours. How many of you have seen the American mayor that went to Nigeria on the invitation of Reno Mokore? After that man came here to come and see these people, they wrote him and said, Mr. Mayor, you just came, and before you left, the Boko Haram terrorists have come and massacred more people. So for us to tell you that it is existential threat, a genocide that has existed for a long time and is not ready to stop. This is to confirm what we have been saying. Not up to 1 week, the man, they never, whether the man is out of Nigeria now. Massacre, plenty for ground. So this same terrorists you see here, they are the people that carried out the massacre of these babies, women, and children. And Nigerian government celebrates them. While Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they wear him this Fendi from June 2021 when they kidnapped him till this very day. He is incarcerated and incommunicado. He was kidnapped, beaten to stupor, he passed out, and God brought back life into him. Today, he's battling with health issues. And you see that Nigerian terrorist government has celebrating and jubilating with the Boko Haram terrorists. They have peace deals and conversation with them. But all we are asking is, let Mazi Nnamdi Kanu go. Can you show us one baby that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have massacred? No. Can you show us one father that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have massacred? No. Did you see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with all these AK-47, AK-49, and all these cartridges and magazine that is packed all around these terrorists here? No, you did not see, right? But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a man that only deals with Nigeria with truth from his mouth. And because Nigeria hates to hear the truth, they go after him. They want him dead. So that is why we are going to stop at nothing by making sure the Nigerian terrorist government is brought to the fore. Those that did not know about the atrocities, you will all come to know them now. So let us read this very publication for those that did not see it so that they will understand it better. The case of Nigeria, lobbying by Biafran independence activists behind Ted Cruz genocide accusations. Accusations from American Republicans against the Nigerian government relating to the genocide of Christians have increased in recent days. Behind the scenes, a lobbying firm is promoting this narrative. And that lobbying firm is not just emanating from nowhere. It's not just waking up to start promoting it. This lobbying firm is being lobbied by the Biafra Republic government in exile because of the genocide of the babies you just saw on the screen. Because of the genocide of Biafrans you saw. Because of the unthinkable that is happening. All we are doing is to make you understand the effectiveness of BRGI, the good works of BRGI, so that you will now understand what is happening and what you should know. So that you should understand that you have a government and that government is working effectively and giving results. And those results are not only accounted for by the same government, but those results are also accounted for by international media houses. You can see them everywhere, and it is not hidden. Before, they used to say, now we write the propaganda. This one now, it is the africanintelligence.com that is writing it. We did not bribe africanintelligence.com. Oh. We did not pay them. Oh. They went and did their research and saw to understand that BRGI is actively doing something in the US. It is not the group of Ngozi Orabueze that is making noise like a mad person everywhere. It is not the accountability group of Emma and Chioma. It is the BRGI that is ably led by Honorable Okechukwu Nkere. That BRGI that made available the convention in Finland in 2023. That BRGI that made available the convention in America in Finland in 2024. That BRGI that conducted the Biafra self-referendum. That BRGI that brought about the US and Biafra economic deal and defense deal for political support. That BRGI that submitted testimony and petitions to the US government against Nigeria for the kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the massacre of Christians in Nigeria and Biafrans to be particular. That same BRGIE that gathered and organized and were accepted into the US Capitol, the US Congressional Briefing on Biafra, which has never happened in your entire life. BRGIE in 2025 were able to do something that has not happened for the past 500 years. It is that BRGIE that we're talking about. And that is where and what you should know. That is what is carrying the headlines. It is not when Ngozi Mburumere will come out and say, Nigerian government acknowledge, Nigerian media acknowledge that I am the deputy Mburumere in action. You say you are the deputy Mburumere in action. And yet, you are now coming to beg BRGI to drop lawsuit for you. You beg Elias, beg Dabiri, the same Dabiri that you come out and insult every day. Later, you see go back to go and beg. You beg, finish, I will not get here. The next person you go is to go and meet the PM, Simon Ekpa. You kneel down and beg. You promise him everything, you beg. You do all sacrifices, you beg. You cry, you beg. We want to make people know that BRGI and Biafra is not about me. It's not about you. It is about the Biafran people, the over 80 million, and all those that have been massacred on a daily basis because of the cause of Biafra. None of you will get away with anything that you have done against the Biafran people. Yes. Take Walla, Biafra. Yes, that BRG that was registered in the Justice Department in the US headquarters in Maryland. Yes, that BRGI that has headquarters in Maryland. That is the BRGI that we are talking about. Yes, take Walla. The BRGI that unveiled the BDF, the BLA, the BRF, the BNF, and the BAF. Yes, thank you very much, Mwachineke. That is the BRGI that we are talking about. That BRGI that is well recognized in the US Congress. Some of you don't know something that has happened. BRGI is well recognized in the US Congress now. Easy say you go snap photo with Senator Ted Cruz. If it is easy, make Adan Diochu go catch Senator Ted Cruz for inside the US Congress, tell him say he wants snap photo. If it easy, make Ngozi Mburumere go to the US Congress and catch Senator Ted Cruz, tell him say he won't get meeting with him. When he finish discuss, get photo with him, come and give us. If it is easy. Also, go and organize a US congregational briefing on Biafra. We want to see it. If it is easy. Hey, some of you are just so crazy, honestly. Madness never come on our way. It comes small. So let us go down. Tensions continue to rise between US Republican Senator Ted Cruz and the Nigerian government. You people don't know much about Senator Ted Cruz. Let me try to Google Senator Ted Cruz and then see what Google will write. Senator Ted Cruz. Let me see what Google will write about Senator Ted Cruz. I want to see. I want to see what Google will write about Senator Ted Cruz. Just want to see Senator Ted Cruz. Eh, this one is his own official web, and this one now is Wikipedia. Let me see what Wikipedia is writing about Senator Ted Cruz. Let us see what Wikipedia writes about Senator Ted Cruz, if they have been able to write anything good, because Wikipedia, they always write things upside down against people. But let us see what they write about him. Let us see what they write about Senator Ted Cruz before we continue. Let's go to Wikipedia. Wikipedia says Senator Ted Cruz redirect here for other use. See Senator Ted Cruz. Okay, for other use, you go to his website. Okay. Okay. They say Rafael Erod Cruz, born December 22, 1970, is an American politician and attorney serving as a junior United States Senator from Texas since 2013. A member of the Republican Party, Cruz was the Solicitor General of Texas from 2003 to 2008. Senator, since 2025, Cruz has chaired the Senate Commerce Committee. Senate Commerce Committee. So when he chairs the Senate Commerce Committee, you should understand that his policies will affect the commercial status and business status of Nigeria. So if he is the one spearheading this bill, these sanctions against Nigeria, you will understand that Nigeria economic interest is at risk. Do you now understand the point? They said since 2025, Senator Ted Cruz has chaired the Senate Committee on Commerce. The Senate Committee on Commerce. The United States Senate Committee on Commerce, Science, and Transportation is a standing committee of the United States Senate. Besides having broad jurisdiction over all matters concerning interstate commerce, science and technology, and transportation, then you read all down. But there's something you need to note here. If Nigeria is going to have problem in their commerce and their policies that has to bring Nigeria down, and then it is a chairman that is heading a commerce committee, that means Nigeria is in a very big soup. So you may not know the implications of this senator being the one spearheading this bill. Nigeria is in a very big soup. So after graduating from Princeton University and Harvard Law, Cruz pursued a career in politics, eventually serving as a policy advisor in the George Bush administration in 2023. And in 2003, Texas Attorney General Greg Abbott appointed Cruz to serve as Solicitor General, a position he held until 2008. Cruz was elected to the U.S. Senate in 2012, becoming the first Hispanic American to serve as a U.S. Senator from Texas. In Senate, he has taken consistently consecutive positions on economic and social policy. He played a leading role in the 2013 federal government shutdown, seeking to force Congress and President Barack Obama to defund the Affordable Care Act. Cruz was re-elected in a close race in 2018 against Democratic nominee Beto Roque and won a third term in 2024 against Congress Colin Alfred. In 2025, he drafted and led the effort to pass the Take It Down Act, signed into law by President Trump. So, in 2016, Cruz sought the Republican presidential nomination, emerging as a serious competitor to frontrunner Donald Trump in a primary marked by intense effort personal exchanges. Cruz initially withheld his endorsement after Trump secured the nomination but became a stronger supporter Trump's first term. In 2021, Cruz objected to the certification of Joe Biden's victory in 2020. So he is also a presidential candidate. Just like you have Atiku and you have Showore, and yet he is actively in Senate. So Cruz no be baby for American politics. For those of you that may not know Cruz very well, una don enter very big soup. Una don enter very big soup. Oh. If una don't know Cruz well, if una don enter very big. So who don't know Cruz? Senator Ted Cruz, make you go check well and come back before you people start making noise about Senator Ted Cruz. Because una dey inside big soup, now una dey. All right, let's come back to this article. So tensions continue to rise between U.S. Republican Senator Ted Cruz and the Nigerian government. On October 3, the chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, a subcommittee on Africa, used social media X to accuse the Nigerian authorities of facilitating what? The mass murder of Christians by Islamist jihadist terrorists. And on September 9, he introduced the Nigeria Religious Freedom Accountability Act in the upper house. This bill provides for sanctions against Nigerian officials. That is why the Senate President of Nigeria, Godswill Akpabio, was already crying and telling everybody that the sanction that will come from America from this Senator Ted Cruz matter, it go affect all of us. So it go affect hunger. It go affect all of them where they no go fit travel, go anywhere. Akpabio was already explaining the implications of the sanctions to the Nigerian lawmakers. And they said, we have to go and look for our own lobbies to also go and lobby American lawmakers because BRGI have gone to go and lobby American lawmakers and they are coming to nail us now. Do you now see how powerful you are in America? They say you are social media country. They say you talk on the media, but what you're doing on the media and doing behind the scenes in the US Congress is coming to limelight. So don't be perturbed and don't be discouraged by anybody. Stand your ground because you are doing wonders. And the wonders that you're doing are paying off and the entire world are seeing it. So this offensive stance echoes American lobbying firm. This is where the cry increase. This offensive stance echoes American lobbying firm Moran Global Strategies, headed by former Republican Congressman Jim Moran, representing the Biafra Republic Government in Exile organization since June. The firm recently established a closer relationship with the influential Texan Cruz, to whom it provided information on an alleged genocide of Christians in Nigeria. And they bookmark our activities. This narrative, used by independent groups originating from Biafra region, a breakaway state between 1967 and 1970 in southeastern Nigeria, is regularly echoed by the U.S. Republican Party. In 2020, during Donald Trump's first term, Nigeria was already placed on the list of countries of particular concern regarding religious freedom, before being removed from it in 2021 by subsequent President Joe Biden. Counter lawmaking sought. For its part, the Nigerian government is seeking appropriate response. Information Minister Mohammed Idris Malaki and President Bola Tinubu spokesman Bayo Onanuka have both rejected Cruz allegation. Abuja is reportedly considering hiring a law firm to do what? To lobby, to change, to counter the narrative. So, you can see how far the Biafra Republic government in exile have done what they have to do. As they are saying there is no genocide, we have shown you one genocidal act. Let us still bring another one to show you. This one, we are going to our mama. And later, we are going to bring another report to show you from Inter-Society of Nigeria, Amnesty International. Amnesty International reported another thing for you people to know what is happening, because some people don't know what is happening and they don't even believe. This is our mama, and this video emanated, I think, in 2021 or 2022. This was done by what? Nigerian military terrorist groups. So when we tell the US Congress that the massacre and the genocide carried out is done by and spearheaded by the Nigerian government, some people are saying, no, no, no. Why will you say no, 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 no? Look at our mama, helpless our mama resident flee as raging Nigerian military personnel attack and burn properties in Imo State. This is not Katsina. This is not Adamawa. This is not Borno State. This is not Kano State. This is not Kafanchan. This is not Ondo. This is Imo State.
Jesus. Hey! Hey! Jesus. Jesus. Hey! Hey! It is God Almighty. It is what's up. Oh my God. Hey! Hey!
Come and see what I've done. Belly, I made a mistake. She will go for 9. I made a mistake. She will go for 9. Hope I made a mistake. She will go for 9. Look at what I've done in our junction. Everywhere is ablaze. Hope I lazy email. Hope I lazy email. Look at people's house on fire.
Yes! Don't go closer to the police station for explosion.
Look at it. Look at it. Hope you're a bastard. Hope I take it on my swear. Hope I take it on my hope. Look at people's house.
Hope you're a bastard.
I'm going to take hope on my. I'm going to take hope on my. I'm going to take hope on my. Look, imagine. Nigeria army and Abel Obodo just set everywhere ablaze. So what happened? Nigeria army, what I know, Jaya. Everywhere is ablaze. They do know mad about local. Which can go from Kaimon Obodo? Look over on Obodo. Uncle Man future has a problem. If I am maybe say Bagadi future, I want a problem. Look at people's house. Look at the army. Hello? Look at it.
Jesus. Hey! Hey! Jesus. Jesus. Hey! Hey! It is God Almighty. See this bus shop. Oh my God. Hey! Hey!
Come and see what I've done. By the way, I made a mistake. She will go for 9. I made a mistake. She will go for 9. Hope I made a mistake. She will go for 9. Look at what I've done in our junction. Everywhere is ablaze. Hope I lazy email. Look at people's house on fire.
Yes! Don't come closer to the filling station for explosion.
Look at it. Hey. Hope a bastard. Hope I taking on my swear. Hope I taking on my hope. Look at people's house.
Hope a bastard!
I'm not taking hope number. Look, imagine. Nigeria army and Abel Obodo just set everywhere ablaze. So what happened? Nigeria army, watch I know. Watch Aya. Everywhere is ablaze. They do know mad about local. Which can go from Kaimon and Obodo? Look over on Obodo. Uncle Man future has a problem. If I am maybe say Bagadi future, I want a problem. Look at people's house. Look at Nigeria army. Hello? Look at it.
It did not stop there. Now, what you see now on the screen is families in Abia, Ebonyi, Enugu, Anambra, and Imo mourn loved ones lost to unlawful killings and disappearances. This is a report from Amnesty International. How many do you see there? 1,844 deaths. Impunity fuels more killings. Impunity fuels more killings. Who should you hold accountable and ask the questions? The killers of these people in Biafra lands are Uzodimma Ogbonnaya, the governor of Ebonyi State, Soludo, the governor of Anambra State representing Nigeria, Alex Otti, the governor of Abia State representing Nigeria, Peter Mba, the governor of Enugu State representing Nigeria, and all of them that you know their names that are not here. Enyenaya Abaribe is there. Senator Osita is there. Who again? Godswill Akpabio is there. Governor Eno is there. The other one from Cross River is there. The one from Bayelsa is there. The one from Rivers is there. The one from Delta is there. All of them are to be held accountable. They are all accomplished. The terrorists don't come from the far north to massacre you. All these terrorists that have come to massacre these Biafran people did not come from Abuja. Who produced them? They did not develop wings in Abuja and found themselves in Biafra land. The people that produced them are where? Are Soludo, Alex Oti, Peter Mba, Goswill Agbabio, Obuzodimma, Senator Osita, Senator Abaribe, Obonnaya, all of them in the East, they are the people that produce these terrorists. So, as you are looking for them, remember to know those that are responsible for their death. I'm calling on all Biafrans that we are still holding accountable all the terrorist politicians that we have in Biafra land. It is time to hold them accountable. So don't miss in this. Hold them accountable. Let us read this article. Let's read the article so that we see what is embedded in it. Let it not be that we did not open it. Let's open it and read the unlawful killings. End unlawful killings and impunity in Southeast Nigeria. This is why BRGI is everywhere to bring the massacre, the genocide of the Biafran people to the world. If you don't know what is happening, you will not know how to solve the problem. Okay, Sheriff is the one spearheading Delta. Thank you, Mwachineke. And we also need to know the name of the Bayelsa State Governor. We need to know the complete names of all these terrorists in all the Biafran states: Akwa Ibom, Cross River, Ebonyi, Enugu, Anambra, Delta, Bayelsa, Rivers, Abia. Put all of them, Imo, put all of them together, because these are the terrorists. I think we already have all their faces here. These are the terrorist politicians that are being used by one Nigeria to the massacre of the Biafran people. And Bianca Ojukwu have also joined them. Peter Obi is also there. Yes. Ohaneze Mkurumiri are there because these are the main problem of the Biafran people. If you do not know, remember here. These are the people that asked for the head of Simon Ekpa, our Biafran Prime Minister, so that they can hack him to death because of putting his life on the line to sacrifice for Biafra. So, when you are looking for these criminals, remember them very well. Don't miss any of them. Look for them, hold them accountable, and let them pay for the massacre of these Biafrans. Okay. Bayelsa is Diri Duoye. Okay, thank you. We need all their names. Their names and their faces should be on the papers. So, following Amnesty International investigation, end the unlawful killings and impunity in Southeast. Unlawful killings, forceful disappearances of our babies, women, and children, and fear have scared communities across Abia, Anambra, Ebonyi, Enugu, and Imo. Armed groups, militias, and heavy-handed security operations have claimed lives, destroyed homes, and forced families to flee. For years, almost no one has been held to account. That's the point. You see, for years, nobody have been held accountable for these atrocities. That is why all of you wake up tomorrow, you sabotage Biafra, you destroy BRGI properties, you destroy Biafra ID card, you destroy IOU because you want to destroy everything. You say IOU is a scam. Hey, look at, where is she? Where is Ngozi with IOU? Here she is. I've not come to do a program yet. I am just waiting for the right time. I'm waiting for the right time. Ngozi, you do whatever you are doing and cry the way you like. You say that PM should stop the lawsuit, right? Okay. Because it is to do it for you, not for Biafra people. To protect you and to save you, and not to save the Biafran people. We will know whether you and PM decided to make Biafrans know about IOU loan, and thereafter you came back on the ordinances and the command and instruction of PM to come and tell Biafrans that the same IOU is a scam. We will know. We want to know now whether it is your arrangement with PM that the same PM now will say, BRJ, don't touch Ngozi. Allow her to destroy everything. It is a very simple question. No? We are coming to that question and understanding. To hear whether Prime Minister Simon Ekpa and the entire BRGI build and introduce IOU loan, build and introduce the Biafra database system, build and introduce the Biafra football website, where we go and buy and get everything. And then came back and said, Ngozi, while that I am in detention now, you have to go and destroy the IOU. When you finish destroy, come and meet me. I will come and protect you. I will come and tell Okenkere and Sonny to drop the lawsuit because I want to help you. Abi? We go here now. We are waiting. We want to know whether Ngozi, they plan together with PM to tell Biafrans that our IOU is a scam, and then they will tell us we should drop lawsuit against Ngozi because they want to help Ngozi. We go know now. Time is coming. I never come with the program and the broadcast. When I am coming with the broadcast, everybody go here. For now, we they ask all of you work and destroy Biafra. For years, almost no one has been held to account. Amnesty International is crying over it and say, for years, all the massacre of Biafrans and the sabotages that we face because of trying to make everybody happy, trying to please this one and please that one. For years, almost no one has been held to account. But now, it is time to hold people to account, and nobody can run away from it. The penury that all of you have put us through, you cannot run away from it. You will pay with everything that you have to pay. So that next time, next time, when you hear say BRGI day, and there are people that were born for this freedom, that they cannot look back, but they will only continue to go front, you go shake your head, say, I no go put my leg for that place because you get as I no one go sabotage. Okay? We there here. All of you have seen Ngozi for the past 2 months writing on social media that she went to meet a PM, or she is communicated to PM and begging PM. The begging started from that Biafran should go and beg a United States Department of Justice. They beg that side, finish. You know what? Now PM. PM says Sonny and Ogenkere and Dabiri and Elias should stop the lawsuit, and they have refused. The cry is still ongoing. We dey hear am. We dey listen to the sound. But you will come and tell us the conditions that you and PM had, that they now say we should drop lawsuit, that you sabotage the Biafra Defense Forces. You sabotage our Biafra independence process. You sabotage our finance. You sabotage our Biafra ID card. You sabotage our Biafra IOU. You sabotage many other projects that we had. So we will want to know the kind of truth where you and PM meet up, that PM now prefer that you destroy everything. So it's not about Biafra people again. It's about you and PM. It's about only you. PM is not even telling you about himself. It's about you, Ngozi. So Biafra should start asking questions. What Ngozi has done. That instead of PM should be talking about protecting himself inside detention, he's talking about Ngozi. Somebody that is in chains should be talking about himself, how he can get out. But he's talking about the interests of Ngozi, not even bothering about the sabotages that Ngozi has done to the defense, the sabotages that Ngozi has done to our finance, the sabotages that Ngozi has done to our Biafra ID card, the sabotages that Ngozi has done to our Biafra IOU. Some of you may not know what Ngozi has done to the Biafra IOU. You see this thing that she wrote here? She wrote here that IOU became a scam on the 10th of January 2025 and made a public announcement. And then she did not stop here. She now went as far as calling people that have invested in IOU, telling them to come and start attacking the BRGI acting prime minister and the entire BRGI cabinet. That she had declared IOU a scam and that they should come and disturb us, to hold us responsible, that we should come and start giving them their IOU back. This is what Ngozi has done. So ask Ngozi. Ngozi, now you say Prime Minister say we should drop lawsuit only for your own interest. So does it mean that you and Prime Minister arrange for you to come and sabotage IOU, arrange for you to come and sabotage the Biafra ID card, arrange for you to come and sabotage the database, arrange for you to come and sabotage the BDF, and then at the end of the day, you now come back and they say, leave Ngozi alone. Oh my God. You see, Amnesty International here said, for years, almost no one has been held to account. And the hour has come where everybody will be held to account, so that we can have a legal society, a lawful society, a society that can be void of evil, a society that can be void of people that are trying to destroy us, and then we cannot get Biafra for the next 10 years. No. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in detention today because of nobody has been held accountable for years. And they betrayed him again. Wazirike was also betrayed because nobody was held accountable and they betrayed him. You, our Prime Minister, you are in detention because some people betrayed you. Even as you are there in detention, the people that came to testify against you in court, they are Biafrans, and they were paid to come and testify against you. And if you're telling us that we should not hold Biafrans that are testifying against Biafra accountable, that means something is wrong somewhere. And all of you should go and start checking what is wrong. Yes. Why will Biafrans be destroying Biafra? And why will Biafrans not be held accountable for destroying Biafra? Is it a one-way ticket for Biafrans to destroy Biafra? And then there is no ticket to hold the Biafrans that are destroying Biafra accountable. Oh, okay. Let me come back. Wait. Let me sip some tea before I continue. Okay. Let me come back. Why is it that Nelly Ofegu was exposed? That was the way you people held her accountable. Yes. What was done to Nelly Ofegu, you people held her accountable for what she did. They said some people, Juju catch them, but Juju did not catch Sonny. Juju catch many people, but Juju did not catch Sonny. But you people held Nelly Ofegu accountable. That was a lawsuit against Nelly Ofegu. So why is it that Ngozi now should not be held accountable? And I want to understand why Ngozi should not be held accountable. I want to understand why all of you should not be held accountable for the evil you're doing to the BRG and Biafra. You people held Nelly Ofegu accountable. I just remember something now. Nelly Ofegu was held accountable. You people shared our photo and said it is our accountability, holding her accountable. Our nude photo was shared everywhere. After they said they exposed whatever she did, which me, I was not there and I don't know and I don't want to know. But that was a way of you people holding Nelly Ofegu accountable, right? So BRGIA has a right to hold Ngozi accountable and our groups and every other group that are arising for sabotaging BRGIA. I don't know if the atrocity that Nelly committed even equate or go even close to the one that I said, I don't know if the atrocity that Nelly Ofegu committed is equated to or is even goes close to what Ngozi has done and our groups. So, as we are implementing this judgment, we have to implement it well and remember that Nelly Ofegu was held accountable. Whether I knew the offense she committed in-depthly or not, but I can remember she was held accountable. And at the end of the day, I saw that some other group, they brought our photo out and they started circulating it on the media. I don't really know what happened behind the scene because I was not in the other group. But my connection of the point here is that Nelly Ofegu was held accountable. That was a lawsuit against Nelly Ofegu. So, this time, another lawsuit also has to be held against Orabo Fulani. Whether it is today or tomorrow, if you sleep and wake up and see the clock change or turn clockwise or anti-clockwise, Orabo Fulani will not escape, and all of you that are following them, destroying Biafra. For years, almost no one has been held to account. That's the message here from Amnesty International. And now, there must be end to this impunity. There must be end to this impunity. And this ending to this impunity starts inside BRGIA. Yes. All of you will be held accountable. nobody will go scot-free. If you people had to hold Nelly Ofegu accountable, what is different from what Ngozi has done? That she must escape the wrath of the law. Please, somebody should tell Ngozi that for her to drag PM into a mess, she has made a very big mistake. Because Biafrans will come to remind PM and say, PM, what was the offense of Nelly Ofegu that she was reprimanded? And what is the offense of Orabu Fulani in 2024 and 2025? So why will her own case be exempted? Why are you soliciting for her for us to drop our lawsuit? Why are you soliciting for her? Because she has been posting it for the past 2 months now. And we just listen, they look. The same cup that was used to measure the water for Nelly Ofebu, Ngozi will also be measured the same. You cannot treat Nelly Ofebu case different, and then you come to treat Ngozi different. You must treat Ngozi case the same way you treated Nelly Ofebu. Because they are all accountability. Nelly Ofebu was held accountable. And Umuada group shared her photo everywhere in the media. Now, Ngozi, you will also face your own. Okay, so nobody will take you out of the lawsuit. You can run, you cannot hide though. If now one day you go sleep, you go wake up, come back, hear your lawsuit, oh. The lawsuit go ring, 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 ring. Some people go, they disappear. Now you don't see many people that are supporting her. Many people have decamped from her camp, and more people are decamping. The lawsuit must take its course because Nelly Ofebu was held accountable. Ngozi also must be held accountable. There is no differences that needs to be applied in this case. If Nelly Ofebu was held accountable, Ngozi must also be held accountable, and everyone that accomplishes. Yes, the Biafra database was very secret to us. Our Biafra ID card was very secret. Our IOU is very secret. Our Biafra Defense Forces, very secret. So these are things we don't play with because our ID card is our national identity. It is international identity the way it can. With the sabotage of Ngozi, it has been able to destroy all this. Who is this idiot here? Yeah. Who is this idiot that call himself a high praise? High praise. I don't know why you cannot go and sleep and you come to be watching BRGIA media. You should be watching your Mkuru Mary madam with her slippers wearing army, a Bubagu army. You should be watching your Mkuru Mary madam with whatever she's doing. Why are you here? Have you missed road? Please, if you have missed road, go back to your Madam Mkuru, okay? You don't belong here. You can stay out on the other side and watch, but you won't be able to comment again. This is BRGI. You can continue to go and pamper and embrace your madam. It's not our problem. But I just made a point. If you all celebrated how Nelly Ofebu was reprimanded, you must also also, in the same way, celebrate how Ngozi Fulani will face a lawsuit. There are no two ways about it, except there is selective justice in this Biafra government. That's what I want to know. Except there is selective justice in this Biafra government that we are doing. Then you will start telling me now, before it is too late. Because you cannot treat a case when it involves Madam Azuka, when it involves Nelly Ofegu, when it involves Gaddafi, when it involves every other attorney general, when it involves Madam Merewa, when it involves every other ministers of the cabinet that were expelled and were out of the cabinet. You cannot treat their own cases differently, and then when it gets to Nelly Ofegu, when it gets to Ngozi Fulani, you want to use carbon paper to cover it. No! You must all face the lawsuit. You have to face the lawsuit and face it the way it is. Yes. There is nothing like this person will be pardoned or this person. No! If there is pardon, why didn't we pardon Nelly Ofegu? Why didn't we pardon Madam Azuka? Why didn't we pardon Gaddafi? Why didn't we pardon all the other people? Why didn't we pardon Attorney General? Why didn't we pardon Mama Erewa? We need to have pardoned everybody. Then we shouldn't have a platform or opportunity to sit down and say, oh, this person have done this person have done that. We need to penalize. We need to do this. No! If you people want to go this route, then I want to see Mama Erewa back. I want to see Madam Azuka back. I want to see Attorney General back. I want to see Minister Gaddafi back. I want to see Nelly Ofegu back. And you people will usher and offer public apology to Nelly Ofegu. Yes. If we are not going into selective justice, let us go and then start doing what? Restitution to everybody that have been penalized in one way because of what they have done to BRJ and Biafra. All the ministers that were expelled before. And also, let us also go and look for Emeka Livingstone dead and bring him back and do what? Apologize to him. Let us also go and look for justice. Bring him back and apologize to him. Everyone, so that we know that there is no selective justice. Alumero. Alumero. Yes. Let me go back to read what I was reading. You see, Yanga they sleep. When they go, they wake them up. Make una tell Ngozi to stop dragging PM name and to stop disturbing PM. And she should stop doing her juju. Because she was sending perfume that is juju influence all the way from whether April or May to prison. And since then, our PM was against what Ngozi was doing to destroy Biafra. And then, just after May, few days ago now, we are PM now, want to tell Ngozi to destroy everything that all of you are doing by telling you to drop lawsuit against her. So when you hear say drop lawsuit against Ngozi, it means allow Ngozi to destroy the Biafra Defense Forces. It means allow Ngozi to destroy the Biafra database. It means allow Ngozi to destroy the IOU. It means allow Ngozi to destroy the image and the integrity and the stand of BRGIA in Washington, D.C. It means allow Ngozi to destroy everything that we have worked for, which she has been destroying since after convention. How can you all sit down and see? Now that we are doing no election campaign of 2025 in Anambra on the 6th and 7th and 8th, Ngozi is coming up to say she is doing election, governorship election in Biafra land. You are doing governorship election in Anambra state, and it is under the same place where Nigerian terrorist government are saying they are doing election. And we, Biafra Defense Forces and de facto government in the homeland say total lockdown of Biafra land. And then you're coming out to the media to say you are doing election. This is another way of validating one Nigeria election because you are a Nigerian politician. So you're using a pattern to say there is Biafra election on the 4th of November 2025, when Nigerian terrorists are celebrating election that day, and we are stopping them in the homeland. And then you are now doing another thing that is useless. Who should be talking about Biafra election now? Where are the 40 states of Biafra administrators that we have? And why are you pushing their names now to the media and say they are doing elections? So anybody that is telling you that you should let Ngozi to continue, he's telling you that he loves the sabotage that Ngozi is doing to the Biafran cause. That is what it means. We are coming on. So as we said, if no one has been held to account for years, but in this very time, in this very dispensation, somebody must be held to account. So we must act now to end the cycle of violence and restore safety, dignity, and justice. So Amnesty International went on to say, what is the problem? Between 2021 and mid-2023, at least 1,844 people were killed in the Southeast. Many were caught between armed groups, state-backed militias, and indiscriminate raids by security forces. By security forces. Now, the Yeram, okay. These are security forces that are brought in by our governors, our ministers, and terrorists that are working for one Nigeria in Biafra land. The key impact includes killings and forceful disappearance. Whole families mourn loved ones abducted or shot with no investigations of any kind. Displacement. Villages like Oka and Izombe have been turned into ungoverned spaces, forcing people to abandon homes and farms. Children's right under threat. Sit-at-home orders and insecurity keep thousands of people out of school. You cannot tell me that sit-at-home order keep people out of school, because sit-at-home is only on a Monday. Yes. Sit-at-home is only on a Monday. So how come every other people go to school on other days? Then it's only that one Monday that is now the thing that now keeps the children out of school. That one is a fat lie that is initiated by Nigerian government. Fear and silence. Survivors told us the gunmen are not unknown. They live among us. Many stay quiet out of fear of reprisals. A call for justice. Authorities at state and federal levels must act. How can the authorities at state and federal level act? They cannot act because they have been compromised. They are the ones bringing the terrorists to come and massacre us. The gunmen, which they say are not unknown, are recruited by the Nigerian government that are serving in Biafra land. Yes. The senators, the governors, the ministers that we all showed you, they are the ones that bring the gunmen. to come and do the massacre. They are the ones that bring them to come and do the dirty jobs for them. So they are known by the same terrorist governors and ministers that bring them. They bring them, they breed them around us, and then they mix into the community and continue to commit all these havocs. So when they say unknown gunmen, there is nothing like unknown gunmen. No. If they were unknown, how did the people that contracted them knew them? Yes, they are not unknown. The people that contracted them knew who they are because they need to do work for them. Before they contracted them, they know them. It's only when they are coming to carry out this havoc, they wear something on their faces to seem to be unknown. They are all known. They are all known. So the governor of Abia, Anambra, Enugu, Imo, security agencies of Nigerian terrorist government, Ministry of Justice of Abia, Anambra, Ebonyi, Enugu, these are the people that needs to be held accountable. Yes, investigation should be done about the unlawful killings, massacre, forceful disappearance, and prosecuting of these perpetrators. Now, the families of those that have lost their loved ones, they are there. When you meet them, you get first-hand information from them. Not those that they will go and pay them and say, you have to start giving heal narrative and testimony against Biafra Defense Forces. Because we are fighting against the terrorists of one Nigeria. So they can come and pay you in your community and say, come and tell Hill about the Biafra Defense Forces. So if you are some of those people, go and have everything because you're working against your own freedom. So this is what you need to understand, that Biafran people have been massacred. And all these reports are there and they are all verified. We are not the one putting them up. It is the same Nigerian terrorist government officials that are putting it up. So they can defend it. You see, when they are attacking Senator Ted Cruz, they think that they are attacking Senator Ted Cruz. No, you are not attacking Senator Ted Cruz. You are actually attacking yourself. Because Senator Ted Cruz is in the far away America. But is trying to bring the genocide of Christians to the limelight so that the innocent babies here, women and children that have been massacred, can have hope and can have a say. Okay? So if you're one of those standing as a sunder on the way, you need to go and check yourself if you have already been used. I salute all Biafrans, and we want you all to know and remember that you have only one government, and it is that government that is speaking for you and is doing everything for you and is standing for you and is saving you in every ramifications. Now, let us show this video so that those that did not see it will also see this one. These are Boko Haram terrorists going about their negotiations with Nigerian terrorist government. So when you see this, you can ask yourself the question, is this the Nigeria that the Nigerian government say there is no terrorists, there are no bandits, and they are not doing anything? So you can see that they are branding them bandits. They are branding them bandits so that you will not take what they are doing to be serious. But they are very serious. You see, they are coming for what? A parade. They are coming for what? A peace deal. They are coming to come and have conversation with the communities. And they are the ones ruling the community, detecting and telling the communities what they have to do. They agree or they don't agree, is left to them. If they don't agree, they wipe them all out. So these community people here now are at the mercy of the terrorists. They have to cry to leave. They have to beg to leave. They have to plead so that they can see the next day. And then, if they refuse, they will all be massacred. The Nigerian terrorist government cannot help them. But you see, in Biafra land, you have safety. Look at the weapons that these people are brandishing here. Each of these weapons could be costing 10 million naira. How did they afford these weapons? Did they got these weapons from the bush? Oh, they got the weapons from the trash bin. Or they got the weapons from inside the river. The river flow brought or the wave just brought the AK-47 to them. Ooh, wow. And then they saw AK-47. They pick AK-47. Abi, na so? Look at them all, brandishing brand new AK-47. That is what they are using. And nobody is having any problem with it. Nigerian government are very happy with it, and they are celebrating and giving them everything that they need. Are you getting the point? And you, that is a Biafran, you are crying to leave. You are begging to leave because Nigerian terrorists are in charge. No. If Biafra Defense Forces were not here, you will be running out. If Biafra Defense Forces were not here, you will be running out. Biafra Defense Forces have made it possible for you to be able to see the day. Biafra Defense Forces have been able to create something that everybody can now speak of and look up to. Let us refresh, please.